Well, hey there, good morning everyone. Kaye here on the homestead, and today, very exciting day. It's not a huge project, but it is something that really needs to be done. All of the minor logs that were cut from the tree cutting back in October, I guess, they've been laying in a pile and getting wet and snowed on and everything. And so today I have a man who's going to split the wood. I just wonder if you can see that green over there. That's the greenest thing in the whole of the late bloomer garden. And that is a cover crop. And once again, I did a patchwork over there with different stuff. And that took the best. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a lot of talk on, among doctors and researchers recently about parasites. And everyone has parasites in their body. They come through, we breathe them in, they can come through the skin, and they can come through our food and water, presumably. So they can get in your body any old way they want. And some people are even saying that this is the actual cause of some of this illness that we've experienced, and even cancer. So this is all newly being talked about, and if I have parasites in my body, I want to get as many out as I can. You can never get them all, I'm told, but I heard about this protocol, this supplement protocol. It's all natural. I'm not recommending it yet. I'm trying it. So this is day one, and I'm going to kind of detail what I go through, just in case you want to try it or want to know more about it. And I hope to learn more about it as I go along. There's an actual group that they have associated with these products that share their experiences. I haven't checked into that yet, but I'm going to. But I believe I hear yep, he's coming up the driveway. The wood splitter is here. Hey, by the way, if you're interested in setting up a homestead where you're more sustainable and you're growing your own food, I hope you'll follow my channel, click the bell for notifications, scroll down and click all so you won't miss an episode. Come here, baby. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. They are so happy to be out. Hi, baby. Come here, Tiger. Come here. So what I'm doing is moving some of the wood over that's been under that black tarp for over a year. So it's really dried out and it can be burned sooner than the wood he's splitting now. So I'm trying to make some room here. I don't know how much wood he's going to split, but I'm hoping to clear off half of this one big rack. And by the way, my stomach is starting to feel like there's something in there, some cleaning agent going on. So far so good though. Hi BJ. Okay, so we moved the wood that's been covered for a year over here and did a stack like last year. I have a video where Daryl came over and we taught everybody how to do this. This is a great way to stack wood without having to have a support. Basically, you're building a kind of a square pedestal on each end, and then you can fill, and it will support all of the middle. Got the splitting going on over by the shop. It's quite a bit of wood to do. He's split this. That's just holding there for a moment till we got this rack cleared. So he's going to fill this whole thing up. Just thought we'd come over to the side garden and see how frozen it is. That's heating my upstairs. Okay. All the ground cover is covered in frost. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just sparkling with ice crystals. This is plantain. I'm not sure what the other stuff is. This looks like, oh, these were the peas that got frozen. Wait, no, there's some peas here. Australian field peas. And here is some sort of brassica. Could be mustard. I can't remember what we planted here. As you can see, it's very crispy. Wow. Corey, one of my new helpers, had this great idea just to put a piece of stainless, it's heavy gauge stainless steel, flat. He had had this big sheet of this laying around for a long time. And what it is if you've ever seen those emergency room doors that the doctors just bang into to go in and out of certain sections of the hospital. They also have that in my mother's facility. And that protects the door. And he'd had a big sheet laying around for a while, and instead of pouring a piece of concrete to fit and everything, this is the collection area underneath there. This was a lid that was sitting on top of it, but it would fall through. And it's too heavy for me to even lift that thing. So I wanted another solution, and I never even considered something so simple as just a flat sheet of stainless steel. That's the tin that we, oh, another rock fell off. Got a lot of frost this morning, but it's going to be sunny. I just wanted to quickly show you how the wind absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And you know what? Obviously, I took them down last year. Oh, stop. I want to show you this anthill. I've got a new anthill preparation I want to try that was recommended by Carol. Yeah, see, I should have just taken them down for the winter, but they were zip tied all the way down, and you know, it would have been a real pain to take it down and put it back up in the spring. So I left it on, but that was a mistake because now it's all a mess. There's the frozen raised bed garden. And the birds are feeding. Frost on the roof. All right. My hands are cold. And there's the new, there's the shop over there. There's Tiger in the window. Look at that kitty in the window. How's that go? How's that song go? Hi, Tiger. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, Spot. Hi. Okay, my hands are cold. Let's get inside. Okay, so here's the wood situation. This is the new wood that he just split yesterday, along with everything under there. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, so I heard from the plumber, and he's not going to be able to get back here right away. Now, I need a small person to go down into the cistern to clean that out. I can't have a huge person. And the other two people that have helped me are big guys, big men. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do about that. In the meantime, I took a water sample in a fresh, brand new rain gauge. I took a fresh rain sample over the course of at least a week. There was 2 or 3 showers that went into that, and I put it in that jar, and it's been sitting on my table over there for 2 or 3 days, and I put it in a sterilized jar, and I'm just going to try to find a lab on Monday, or if I have to, just take it back down to the water department and have them. They don't have the full spectrum. They can't look at heavy metals and nanoparticles and microbeads and plastics and metallic and whatever else they're spraying the aerosols into the atmosphere. But I want to find out if I can, you know, what's coming down, because if I can't grow healthy food, you know, because of what's coming down on and landing on it from the air or the rain or the snow, then I'm in trouble. But on another note, on a positive note, you can never have too much firewood. And I have a lot, so I am very grateful, and I have, you know, more that can be split. So I am set for a couple of years, I think. I mean, unless everything went down, and who knows. But if everything went down and I just had to burn wood, which is what the previous people, he told me, he only burned wood, he never turned on the heater. So he would get up at 2 in the morning and feed the fire and just keep the house warm. He used the blower, though, you know, the blower's not going to work in a power outage. So we'll see. But at least I know I can stay warm, thankfully. And what else did I want to mention? I've made a definite decision, in case you missed this on the community page, I've made a definite decision not to paint the shop. much fun as it would be, and is cheerful and everything, just to get a fresh new look over there, I'm not going to do that. It's too much money, and I need to try to live within my means. We don't know what's going to happen with this money situation. Every single day you hear more about the CBDCs and the digital, and the recent Bank of America. I don't know if you heard about that, but people couldn't get their money out of Bank of America. And so, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen, and we need to have backups. We need to have backups on energy, backups on our food supply, all the things that many of the preppers and homesteading channels and others have been talking about for a long time. I only started talking about it in June because it was just like, oh my gosh, how can I not? It's like the elephant in the room. How can I not talk about this? You know, what's going on in the world? You know, right now they're meeting in Davos, Switzerland, to decide how, you know, the rich elite are guarded by 5,000 Swiss army in order for them to leisurely meet and decide how we're going to sacrifice for the greater good of the climate. So we can eat bugs, no problem. Bill Gates wants to, and maybe he already has, who knows, started injecting the beef cattle with the mRNA. We have to know where our food comes from and how it's grown. And that includes beef, and that's why I wish I had chickens, you know, because I could have my own eggs. I'm even sort of thinking about it. I don't know. It's just more responsibility, and it's lives that I would be responsible for. Same thing with the dog. I would love to have a dog, you know, and but I have dreams of of just like forgetting to feed them or something, and it's just it's awful. So sorry, I'm rambling. It's cold, and but it's a nice cold morning. The sky is pretty clear, and see, for people who are confused about the trails in the sky, let me just show you. You can see that. But there's a jet way up there. That's condensation. And that plane had a contrail, which is condensation. And as it went over, here's the plane, here's the contrail, and by the time it went out of sight in the woods here, past the trees, there's no trail. So that's the difference. When they stick around, spread out, turn into haze, that's the difference. And this program's been going on for a very long time, and I saw another video about it last night, and many people have written me, I mean from all over France, Scotland, UK, all over the United States, reporting that these crisscross streaks are happening where they are. And a lot of people are reporting that they notice that people get sick after they see all these. So I just want you to be aware of that. God tells us to be discerning, and we need to believe what we see with our own eyes. You know, I mentioned this in another video. If somebody tells you this is an orange, but it's really an apple, if they tell you it's an orange enough, you'll believe it, just because you've been told. And you hear stories, you hear experiments and things like that about that all the time. I did another one yesterday. So anyway, that's what's going on here on the homestead. Now inside, I'm still having a problem with the mealybug, and especially on the kefir lime. And I'm starting to ask myself, I have had this tree now for at least 4 years. It was outside in California, of course, and so it weathered the sometimes low 40-degree weather. It weathered that, but you know, here it's going to die in freezing whether it will die, so it's inside. But the mealybug attacks the joints of the leaves, so the leaves start falling off. And I've got this spray, hydrogen peroxide, in the room just ready, because it doesn't hurt the plant, actually greens up the plant. But what I'm looking for, if anybody knows, is something systemic to put into the watering water and hopefully come up through the roots, rather than just spot spray every time I find some. You know, because I just don't think I can get it all. So every day more leaves are dropping off. If you have a solution for that, thank you. You know, I do listen to your comments and read your comments, and most of them I've gotten thousands and thousands of comments on my rainwater video, and I have not read them all. I'm sorry, but for most videos I really try to do that. So I hope you'll share this channel. I'm trying to just be real here. Real challenges that you face on a property, especially being alone, an older woman. And I hope that's helpful to someone out there, and maybe share this with someone who it might help. Great news, I have a late bloomer fan, major fan, coming here on Tuesday. This is Saturday. She'll be here on Tuesday for 2 weeks, and she is a canner extraordinaire. So I'm going to be so accustomed to using my pressure canner when she leaves. I won't even have to think hardly about it. And maybe she has some ideas for organizing my kitchen, so it's not always such a mess. Anyway, thank you so much for following my channel. Oh yeah, and the other thing is, this is day 2 of my parasite detox. And yesterday I had some kind of cramping in my, torso, my gut, but it went away, and I'm just basically eating protein and fat and very little carbs, because parasites love sugar. I mentioned this yesterday. And so one of my New Year's resolutions, we haven't talked about this, but one of my New Year's resolutions is to lose 8 pounds, because somehow I managed to gain 8 pounds in the last year, and that just cannot stand. So I'm going to be working on that. And this will be a great start to that, because I am cutting back, all the banana bread and squash bread and potatoes, sweet potatoes. I'm Xing that out. But I'm only doing this for 3 days, because she's coming on Tuesday, and I want to feel good while she's here. I don't know if you can see this, but all of this plant that it grew over this whole area here, it is coming back in winter. Look at this. It was all cut down. It was all weed whacked by accident. And what a time to be coming back. Okay, here's the staging area for the wood splitting. This is what's left to do. And some of this is just going to get burned. Right here where this thing is sitting is going to be my outdoor fire pit. It's covered in frost. Let's check out the new roof. Quick peek at the raised bed garden. The top 2 are garlic and onions. The one closest to me is strawberries. The other side is some sorrel. Not much in there. There's potatoes planted back there. Have no idea if they'll make it, but if they do, great. They were going to have to go into the compost bin if they didn't. And under here we have sorrel. Sorrel and celery. Kind of beaten down, but it's alive. What do we have coming up over in the asparagus bed? That is narrow leaf plantain. So it's always good to have that. And more potatoes in here. Have no idea, once again, if they'll make it, but I had to throw a bunch of potatoes in the compost bin, so I thought, why not? Hi! Hi! Thank you for coming to say hi, baby. Hi, BJ. Hi. Are you keeping track of your sister and brother? Huh? Huh? Check out this firewood here. Now that the frost has burned off. There's Tiger. There's Tiger. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. Are you finding anything out there? Or is it too frozen?